Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're back in the toy box today. I'm gonna have a few episodes in here. As some of you had seen, we had our trailer smashed by a tree, so now it's time to get another one. I wanted to have an aluminum one, and I tried to get it lined up to have one built like I want, because I want it narrow, longer, and deck over. I need the narrowness to get past one of the trees so I can move the trailer in and out of the backyard. And I want to go to a 14-footer because I would eventually want to add a 4-seater to the mix. So what I want is, nobody seemed to want to build. There's so much demand and so little help right now that nobody wanted to take it on. So I was originally going to build my own out of aluminum. I've got the welder now to do it. I can TIG, MIG, or stick with this new one, AC and DC, so I can do the aluminum, stainless, or steel. It doesn't matter. But it's a skill I'm going to have to work on a while, so I've decided I'm going to build pretty much what I want out of steel, and then next year I'll keep practicing between now and then with the aluminum and get to where I feel confident I can build a trailer that'll hold up to the miles we put on them. We do drag them a lot, and most of it's just up and down the interstate and state highways, but there is some dirt roads and gravel roads, and so it's got to be pretty tough. And we hope to be traveling more and filming more, so it should see a lot more miles than even what our normal is. So, but Steve, a good friend of ours that you see riding in some of the rock videos, they ride all over with us, but that's the ones he's posted on. He's climbing Hell's Gate, and we have him one section that has a short of him coming down over in Sand Mountain or Sand Hollow at St. George. But a buddy of his neighbor, was building a trailer that he needed, and he got it to this stage. He had the axles under it, actually, and he'd gotten some salvage axles, but they're wider than what I wanted, so I bought the trailer for the steel he had in it, and then I'm going to just modify it from there to what I want and get it finished up and knocked out. So should be a pretty good project. Pretty easy changes for what I want to do. Right now it's 7.5 by 12, and I'm going to make it 7 by 14. So I was going to have to slide the axles back anyway, but I'm going to go to tandem 35 100-pound axles, 15-inch wheels, so I can get a little less wear on the bearings. And granted, we're not going to haul anywhere near that kind of weight on it, but it was all about bearing size is the reason I went to the 3,500 pound. And the price difference is minimal, really, when you get thinking about it. So, plus I wanted the type you can just grease the ends of them, and you know, you still have to go open them up and service the bearings by hand, or I do anyway. Maybe you don't have to, but I still do. But it's nice to be able to give them a pump or two of grease when we're out on the long runs. Like this winter, we're hoping to spend some time down in Arizona, and that's a pretty long run by the time we get back. And then, all right, as you can see, I already dropped the axles out of it, and I have the springs cut loose on the far side already. Dropped all that out onto the floor, so I'm gonna have to move the axles back. I'm gonna do a little bit of calculating and figure out exactly where I want them. Because of the razors, the weight runs further back with the rear mounted motor, But then I do haul 25 gallons of fuel up front, so that's a bunch of weight. Then you have your spare that I'll hang on the side of it, and I may make a razor spare mount too. I haven't decided on that for sure, so. Or I may mount the spares underneath of it, because you hardly ever use them, so. I can't decide what we'll do yet on spare wise, but we'll get these cut out, and as we move along I'll explain some of the changes I'm going to make, and I'll put some of it on just the tripod and let you watch along, and we'll just time lapse all that so it doesn't bore you to death. But here we go. Alright, we got those cleaned up. I'll knock out that other side, and then we'll make some decisions on what we're going to do with it. Alright, here's what we're going with. It's going to be a 14-foot deck, so the 90 inches is what I went with. 84 is the 7-foot, of course. And then if you take the 129 inches, that's off the front of the tongue support. It ties all the tongue into the trailer. The key to getting an axle to track right is it's got to be the same distance from the center of the tongue. So that's what that 129 inch node is right there. And I pulled it over to the other side, and it comes out about an 1/8 inch off of the 90 inches. So this frame's slightly out of square, But it is what it is. All we really care about is those axles that are in line with that tongue, and it'll pull straight, in theory. So, there's my weld. Not too bad for a rookie, blind old guy. But I'll go ahead and get these others set, and then we'll burn them in. we got those all hung. I don't know if you guys caught it or not. That trundle flipped over when I was tacking that one up. This one here slid it, that weight of it swinging, swung this one forward about 5/16 of an inch. So it's stacked on there pretty good. So I think my easiest option is just to take the torch to that one, cut it off, pick up a new one tomorrow, and weld it in. It wouldn't be so bad, but I'm doing the center plugs in the center of them. If it was just these outer ones, I could get the cut wheel to it and cut it off pretty easily. But where those centers are welded up underneath, it'd be easy to just cut it off and start over. They're only like $5, so rather than screw with it forever to get that off, I'll just take the easy way out. So I'll stop it for there today and we'll move on. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.